What is up, everybody? Me and Dan here today. What's up, Dan?
What's up?
And today, you're going to, get a glimpse into the toughest division in the entire NFL. This is one of the hardest divisions I've seen over the past several years. It's a really tough division. So,
Years is a little bit of a stretch. It's definitely an outstanding division.
These four teams in this division all can compete for the playoffs. And make sure you guys subscribe. Keep with the support on these videos. We're cranking out videos like crazy. So, Dan, it's time to reveal the division. Go ahead.
All right, so without a surprise, it's the NFC East. The Eagles, I'm just joking. Come on now. The NFC West is the best division in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. You can't change my mind.
That's common sense, honestly.
All right, so this team has the Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, so starting out with the Los Angeles Rams. So honestly, I don't think the Rams are going to be that great this year. Jared Goff, he did throw for almost 5,000 yards in 2019, but it was a lot less touchdown passes than the previous year and a lot more interceptions. I think the Rams do have holes on their roster. It's kind of hard. They've been trying to fill in for Todd Gurley. My personal prediction for the Rams was 6-10, which is pretty harsh, but I just think that with three other really good teams, they're not going to be able to compete. I know, Dan, you think a little bit higher of the Rams, so go ahead.
All right, so the Rams, obviously, they have a really talented roster in some aspects. They've one of the best players in the NFL, Aaron Donald. Their defense was pretty good last season. It's been good for a long time. And without Todd Gurley, I think this team's going to thrive without Todd Gurley slowing them down. I think they'll go 10-6.
All right, the next team and the team that I want to focus on is the Arizona Cardinals. Dan, talk about them first because you're underrating them. So go ahead.
Underrated is I don't agree with that term, but at the same time, the Arizona Cardinals, they definitely got a really good offseason right there. Got one of the best wide receivers, debatably the best wide receiver in the NFL for garbage in return. Remember David Johnson, who? He's actually the worst. He slowed that team down. They got Kenyon Drake. This team is going to look really good. But at the same time, there's no experience with the roster. Corona could upset that. I think the Cardinals should go 8-8. I think their absolute maximum threshold is 11-5.
All right, so I'm here to push the limits. So you'll see that in a moment. So the Cardinals, they have one of the best receiving corps in the league. DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Larry Fitz, no doubt about that. Their quarterbacks, he can scramble. They addressed offensive line in the draft, which should be an improvement. But me and you both know that the Cardinals' offense is OP. But their defense is where people are sleeping. They signed 2 linebackers. They have, Chandler Jones and Patrick Peterson. They signed Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle. I think that their defense is going to be able to help them win games as well. So looking at their schedule, I predict the Cardinals to be 12 wins, 4 losses. And honestly, all right, stop laughing. I have them splitting with the 49ers, so they lose one game to the 49ers, and they lose another game to the Seahawks, both of them away. And the other 2 losses are to the Cowboys and Eagles, because if you look at the wins I give them, they're not against great teams. So the wins I give them, Redskins, Lions, Panthers, Jets, not great teams. Seahawks, okay, maybe, but this is, they split with them. Dolphins and Bills, not that great. Bills is going to be a close game, but it's in Arizona. Patriots, easy. Rams, Giants, 49ers split, and then Rams again. So I think 12-4. I'm definitely hype on the Cardinals. I could see 10-6, 11-5. I just want to see them make the playoffs, so there it is.
Yeah, so that team, a little bit about this division. You should expect every team in this division to be really good next season because they have a very easy schedule. That's not the hardest, but it's not the easiest. They play the NFC East. So that's 4 free wins for every team.
I mean,
basically
2 free wins.
You think the Cardinals are going to lose to the Eagles? That's delusional. Come on now. It's in Arizona.
Who cares?
Yeah, what do you mean? They're going to
fans.
Destroy the Eagles. That's very bad logic by you. But at the same time, the Cardinals, they do play at the Patriots. Could lose that. So we'll see. It's going to be a good team. We'll see.
All right, next up, San Francisco 49ers. So honestly, luckily for the 49ers, their schedule is not that hard in my opinion. I think the 49ers got worse, and you'd be hard-pressed to say that they didn't. So obviously, they traded DeForest Buckner to basically replace him in the draft with Javon Kinlaw. don't understand that because you're drafting somebody. There's always the risk of him being a bust, and DeForest Buckner's already established as elite. Bye-bye, Matt Breida. He averaged 5.2 yards per carry, so they're going to lose that speed at running back. And Emmanuel Sanders, their best wide receiver, who carried them to the playoffs. Bye-bye. But, luckily for the 49ers, easiest schedule I've ever seen. So I do expect the 49ers to take a step back, and I do see that happening in the playoffs for sure. But they don't have many holes in their roster, and they have a lucky schedule, so 12 wins, 4 losses. And I know you're like, oh, you expect them to take a step back, but you're saying 12-4? Yeah, lucky schedule.
Yeah, so I also agree. I think the 49ers are going to step back. I don't expect them to be in the Super Bowl, but at the same time, I do think they're going to get a really good record, a 12-4, in second place in their division too, so that's pretty good. The thing about this team, though, is they were really dependent on running the ball last season. We saw it. They got rid of Matt Breida and Raheem Mostert, their leading rusher, and Tevin Coleman. Honestly, I don't see it. So Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to step up his game, and that's why I think this team's a little bit doomed against like the Patriots, Seahawks, the Saints, maybe the Rams, and of course the Cardinals. So we'll see. 12-4, pretty accurate right there.
And then the final team, both of us know how elite this team is going to be. We have the Seattle Seahawks, led by Russell Wilson, arguably one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league. Doesn't miss games due to injuries at all in his career. So the Seahawks, my only concern, they ran the ball 46% of the time in 2019, which is way too high. It was toxic watching Chris Carson get every single handoff. I think that when you have the pieces around Russell Wilson, just let him air it out because whenever he does, it's just an automatic 50-yard gain. So he had a really good year with over 4,000 passing yards. He's still in his prime for sure. Never got injured. He's a beast at quarterback. So I predict the Seahawks to be 12-4. So that's right. I predicted the Cardinals, 49ers, and Seahawks all to have 12-4 records. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And I believe, let me look at my seeding. I have the 49ers as first seed, the Seahawks as second seed, and the Cardinals as the fifth seed.
All right, so I also have the Seattle Seahawks being really good next season, and I think they're going to go 14-2. The thing about this team, though, is that I don't know why. I just think this team is going to explode next season. On offense, of course, they rush the ball good. Russell Wilson's accurate. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are going to have good seasons. But the bad thing, if Jadeveon Clowney does not stick with the Seahawks, I don't see it working out for the Seahawks. But 14-2, I think they'll lose to the Rams and the 49ers.
The Rams, bro.
Yeah, the Rams. At the Rams. They lost to the Rams last season, I believe.
What about at the Bills?
Also, at the Bills, they'll overcome the Bills in that game. So I think the Seahawks will 2-0 the Cardinals, which might surprise a lot of you because the Cardinals actually play really good against the Seahawks. But we'll see. I think the Seahawks should be the best team in the NFC. Not the NFL, of course, but still a really good division right there.
All right, and while we're here, so that was the NFC West, the hardest division in the NFL. Me and Dan came to a consensus. But while we're here, Dan, let's look at what we both think is the second hardest team division in the NFL. I think we both have differing opinions, maybe not. In my opinion, the second hardest division is the NFC North. Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. If Nick Foles starts, then the Bears are going to be good. Not good, but contenders. I think the Lions are going to go 11-5, which surprises a lot of people, but the Lions honestly have a good offense, really good offense, and decent enough defense. Their coaching is a little sketchy, but 11-5, I think it could happen. Easy schedule. Packers, I think they're going to be 10-6. They could be better, but 10-6 is pretty fair assessment. And Vikings 10-6 as well, another pretty fair assessment. So all four of those teams could compete for potentially the 7th seed in the playoffs, and it's going to be another interesting division. What about you, Dan? What's your second hardest division in the NFL?
So this is a very good question. I'm really up to debate for this one. I'm immediately going to eliminate the NFC East because they suck. The NFC South, they have two really good teams, but the two other teams, the Falcons and Panthers, they're trash. Eliminate them. I believe the AFC South with the Jaguars are going to go in 16, eliminate them. I think the Chargers and the Raiders are going to be trash. Eliminate the AFC West. So it's really between the NFC North in the AFC North. And I'd honestly say that NFC North is a little bit better. I agree with you on that one. I think every team in this division has a shot at winning the division title, which is really surprising. Like, I just like 25% each team has at winning the division title. It's like up to grabs. It's going to be a good division fight next season. But honestly, I think the Vikings are a better team in that division. We'll see.
All right, well, there it is, everybody. Make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button. Comment down below any series that you guys want to see. And that's it for me. Anything else, Dan?
No, that's it.
All right, thanks for watching.
Adios.